The other day my phone broke, but then I fixed it, and now I have two. Now I have two. This one's better, obviously. Um, how did I fix my phone? Well, how did I break it? My phone is about 3 years old. It's an unlocked T-Mobile phone, and let me put some light on. I need a better light. Like I have a light lamp, so it's either way too much light or no light at all. So if I turn it around, it's like kind of enough light. Um, my phone. So here's the history of my phones, right? Let's go. Why not? Let's make a history of all my phone usage. You should know this about me. I like to conserve technology, and I also hate technological control, and I always have, even before I knew I was hunted by these degenerate inbred low life cretin who we call elites and billionaires, but they're actually just like dirty gutter criminals, right? With no talent, destroying the country. I've always been of a mind I want to avoid. I could see, we could see the signs, the writing on the wall that technology is going to be used to oppress us after the myth and the dream that technology would free us, right? If you're a millennial or a late Gen Xer, maybe you remember the dream of technology as personal freedom. That was a huge thing until it became, oh, no, that's not going to happen. The exact opposite's going to happen. But those of us young at the time, we kind of believed in that a little bit, and there were like torrenting, pirating things, sharing information. People would do it for free before everything was just about money and everything was controlled and there was one app for everything, right? Yeah, so I avoided getting a smartphone for a really long time, and Apple used to be like the premier smartphone. Um, I literally found it physically disgusting how they designed this thing so you had to use their proprietary things. Ridiculous. To this day, they're still pulling this scam on people. To this fucking day, decades later, people are still buying iPhones, and it's like, it looks almost like a UBC, but it's not. It doesn't fit. I need a special Apple one. It's like, they were so bad with this, like everything proprietary, and you could not access anything third aftermarket. Um, oh my God, and so many, like, it used to be so obvious other phones were superior to iPhone, but yet iPhone was like the trendy, cool phone. And I used to just look at this like the stupidity of people. Like back when battery life was an issue, as an example. Um, Samsung phones before the CIA got into the game with the Pixel. Let's be real. I use Pixel now. Samsung was the obviously superior phone that was considered uncool, not a status symbol, because the Illuminati controls opinion. So the dummies were all into Apple and iPhones, but Samsung was like obviously blowing them out. Like really important advancements they were first, but like unbreakable glass. Samsung fucking phones had unbreakable glass back when you dropping your phone and the screen shattering was a huge deal. I used to look at these morons like, why the fuck are you buying this piece of jewelry where if you drop it, you just lost several $100s when they make Gorilla Glass for Samsung and it's cheaper, it's a better phone. The battery life. They had internal batteries. You couldn't. Samsung, go ahead, take out that battery. Keep to which you're gonna go to a concert. Bring your extra battery with you. Oh, my phone is dead. Oh, I dropped it and broke it. I love Apple. It used to like blow my mind, like, and they're paying more for this phone. Also, the OS. Let's be real. Android is a way better fucking OS. It is and always has been. I used to have this thing like I will never buy an Apple product. I hate their OS on computers. I hate their iPhone. I looked at the success of Apple as like, this is proof humans are stupid. Like, simply because elites are telling them this is cool. They are all agreeing. So because this motherfucker is standing there with a black turtleneck like this, they're like, he's a fucking thing. You know, I'm gonna wait online at the store. It's like, it's literally fucking inferior. Windows is better than Apple OS. Android is better than the Apple phone. And back when MP3 players were a thing, Creative Lab Zen was better than the iPod. Had better sound. Why are you listening to music? To do the stupid scroll wheel? No. For music. And Creative Zen Labs, even though its OS wasn't as good, granted, it had better sound because it was a sound card company. I made it my thing, like, I will never fucking buy an Apple piece of shit in my fucking. And to this day, I look at my sister who's now 41 and I'm 43, and she's like, do you have an Apple charger? My iPhone 28 is dead. And it's like, her phone's always dead. It has no battery life. I just watched this, I don't know, I was looking at how to repair phones, so they started sending me tech suggestions. And I saw this stupid YouTube channel where they made iPhone users switch to Android. And they were like, wow, the battery life, to this day, they're still pulling the scam. Just short battery life so you buy extra chargers. Which Android phones have no benefit from because they have universal UBC chargers, right? USB Type C, sorry. I keep saying UBC. So it never benefited Android phones, whether Samsung or Google, to do this, like, let's make the battery life short. So they have to buy 20 chargers because our chargers are proprietary. Apple still be doing that to their people. The battery life sucks compared to Android phones. And if you have an Apple phone, all you got to, oh shit, it doesn't fit. Fuck, I don't have my cable. Oh damn. Like, because they're hoping you have the executive function to plan to buy extra chargers and keep them with you, right? I just look at it, it's like, why are you doing this to yourself? It's not even cool anymore. Like, Apple's no longer cool, right? Now Samsung became cooler a few years ago. And it no longer has the clout it once had, right? But there are these people who were into Apple when they were young millennials, and they just can't get off it and realize it sucks. Everything sucks about it. I don't use those AI assistants, but I heard the Apple one is the worst. Um, phone quality sucks. The camera, Pixel, no question about that. Best. Plus Android, so it's a better OS. And then there's the price point. Like, after people realized, like, I remember sitting through this for years, like, why are they still buying Apple? Samsung used to be the cheaper phone, was the up and coming phone from Korea, right? And the Lumineers like, you have to buy Apple, it's so cool, do it. And Samsung has priced their phones cheaper. It was the cheaper phone for poor people. But that's not why I bought it. I bought it because it's literally a better phone, right? And I just, like, I always looked at this like, do you even give a fuck this thing is gonna break when you drop it? Do you care that the battery is gonna run out when you can literally be swapping extra batteries? I don't get it. So when people finally caught on, like, wait, these other phones are better, that's when Samsung jacked up their price and now they're very expensive, right? And when that happened, I said, let me look for a competitor to Samsung. And that's when I moved to Google Pixel, right? And I had a Google Pixel 6 and I liked the phone. But, I'm hunted by the Illuminati, so they stole my phone from me. And when they stole my phone, that was back in 2023, I bought the Google Pixel 7, right? And I've had that phone since 2023. It's now 2026. I bought that phone, I want to say, in the spring of 2023. So 2.5 years of pretty heavy constant use. And the phone broke a few days ago. I dropped it in a toilet and then I ran underwater. And because it's so old, even though the phone's water resistant, the water resistance fades with time because the case gets kind of dented, the glue gets kind of loose, and so water got into the phone, and then it just first it was working, and then the screen started glitching, and then it went black, and then sometimes the screen would come back but go black again. And for a while there, it wasn't even turning on. And so I figured it was bricked. I was like, I bricked this thing by getting water in it and then not taking steps to immediately contain the damage. But ironically, while I was asking Reddit, if your phone bricks and like won't turn on from water damage, what are the odds that it could spontaneously come back? I don't know if this was them fucking with me or not, because I got people fucking with me who have nothing better to do with suck billionaire dick. I don't know if they was fucking with me, so bored, they want to hack something, do something technical. It's so easy for them. They're bored. All they're doing is fucking with women and children and rape. So maybe out of boredom, they made at that very moment they made my phone come to life. The screen was dead, but I could hear the phone. I don't know if it was fate or if it was them, but I thought my phone was brick because it wasn't making any noise, no sign of life. And then all of a sudden I hear my phone. So I try to call my phone and it's ringing. And after doing crude diagnostics to the best of my ability, given I can't see anything, I'm realizing the sound works. The alarms I have set work. It's receiving calls, so obviously its capacity to function as a phone still works. I suspect, this is my hypothesis based on my crude diagnostics, the only thing broken is the screen. And if I buy a new screen, I can revive this thing. So, sure enough, I bought a screen. I watched a video how to change a screen in a Pixel 7. I was shocked how easy it is. But what these videos don't convey to you is the challenge with repairing phones is the extreme fragility of the parts, right? You really can't appreciate that until you try it, right? So what I mean is you may have repaired PCs and you may have repaired a laptop, but when you repair a phone, the slightest pressure the wrong way could crack and destroy pieces. You're not expecting that, right? I figured repairing phones would be like impossible. I mean, when I say impossible, I mean I figured the way that they do this is you're going to need a lot of specialized equipment and a regular person can't repair them. But no, this turned out to be completely false. They hold this thing together with glue. There's no specialized shit, it's glue. It's little tiny computer parts held together by glue, extensively. Glue, right? Because that's what I was like. There must be some like, they're probably keeping it together with like really a specialized chassis that requires specialized equipment to open, and it's like, nah, it's glue. There's like one screw and the rest is glue. It's just a glued together computer with a special glue. But the caveat is because it's glue and the parts are very small and fragile. Um, you know, they use a heat gun to soften it. They put isopropyl alcohol 90% to dissolve the glue. But if you use even the wrong amount of pressure, that's it. You just shatter the fingerprint scanner, bro. How annoying is that, right? And it's not something you can appreciate until you do it the first time and you realize, okay, so it's not difficult. It doesn't require special tools very much, really. You just got to keep in mind that it's held together with glue, and if the balance between softening the glue and applying pressure needs to be just right, or you're gonna break it. And when you do it for the first time and you fuck up, you realize it. You get a learning teaching lesson. Like you really have to wait till that glue is soft, and you have to apply hair pressure. If you're using any main pressure, you already probably broken something, like your screen or the fingerprint scanner, right? So because this was my first time doing this, I not only cracked my old screen, which I didn't care about because it was garbage anyway, but in trying to remove the fingerprint scanner, I cracked it because I didn't realize, like, even if you think you can peel it up, it's not about if you can or not. It's about keeping it straight and secure and not damaging it. So it doesn't matter that you can lift it up. We know you can lift it up, but can you lift it up without cracking the fingerprint scanner? Can you lift the screen without cracking the screen and causing damage, right? And until you get your hands dirty, you don't know these things. And if you watch tutorials, They presume you have a basic familiarity with phone repair already, so they don't tell you them. But I repaired the phone, and I was right. It works completely fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's acting exactly the same way, except I broke the fingerprint scanner. I bought another one. It's coming in the mail. Even though I also bought a Pixel 8. Because I said to myself, I might as well upgrade. This is a 256 hard drive iPhone Pixel 8. The camera's better. It's faster. I like the idea that it's smaller in the hand. They design phones around males, so they don't care about people who have small hands like women. And I thought that's cool. I like that the Pixel 8 is smaller. It's heavier but smaller. It's not significantly heavier, but it's smaller, so it's easier to one hand. The camera is better, faster. I'm happy with my purchase. The refresh rate on the screen is better. And of course, has twice as much space on the phone. One way the Pixel 7 stays cheaper is they stick with 128 gigabyte space when it's now standard 256. And I'm excited about the twice as much space because I was constantly running out of space in this motherfucker. Take a video of my pets. I gotta upload to Dropbox. I got all my videos and shit on here. I gotta upload it to Drop. I didn't transfer it over because that was gonna take 2 hours, but I'll put it on Dropbox. And that's another reason I wanted to save my phone, to save my videos, to save all my pet pics, save all my videos of my nieces and shit. And I'm gonna try to repair the fingerprint scanner. I don't know if it's gonna work. Again, with shit ass Apple, they have this scam where you cannot replace the parts. Like they literally lock you into their repair people and their repair parts. But with Pixel, allegedly conspiracy, you can use aftermarket parts. This is an aftermarket screen. It works fine. It's perfect. There's no issues with it. The touch screen is fine. But I found their fingerprint scanners, like the aftermarket fingerprint scanners, were not working. I don't know if they worked at one time. You have to calibrate the phone because the hardware that the fingerprint scanner uses is actually the screen. So the screen has a fingerprint scanner in it, but no cable, no sensor. And the firmware for the fingerprint scanner has to be calibrated through Google's website. And I was gonna buy one on Amazon, but everyone's like, it doesn't work, it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I don't know if they went the Apple route to fuck people up, so you can't use aftermarket fingerprint scanners for the firmware working. But what I did was I found on eBay a pull from a Pixel 7, meaning the opposite of what I did. This person successfully pulled fingerprint scanner from their Pixel 7, and they were selling it for $9. So I said, if it don't work, who gives a fuck? It's $9. So I bought that. I'm waiting for that to come in the mail. So it's easy to install. It's just glue and plug it in, and then you just calibrate it, and I should be able to use that again. But if not, code still works. So it's a backup phone. I want to get my shit, right? My main phone is now my Pixel 8, obviously. And I like the fact for $470, I got a Pixel 8 that's the larger hard drive space and a 2-year warranty. So for 2 years, I don't gotta worry about shit. I could have saved money I could have got it for under $400 if I can get the warranty, but I'm like, 2-year warranty that covers even water damage is pretty fucking lit. So I also thought because it's refurbed, the water seal probably doesn't work, right? So if this phone is at higher risk to get water damage. So I said, let me go for it. Still way cheaper than a 9 or a 10, right? And probably competitive. Yeah, so that's my history with phones and how much I hate Apple. And to this fucking day, Apple is still fucking over these idiots and they don't switch. It's everything Apple sucks ass. Like the battery dies fast, so you buy more chargers. You can't fucking repair it. You can't, there's no third party Apple parts. They don't allow it. Like, why do you put yourselves through this? I've been saying this to you for years. back when the differences were really magnified and like one of these phones cracks when you drop it, one of them doesn't. Why? And they're still doing this themselves. I don't get it. It's no longer even cool. It's like you're still stuck in this millennial 2010, like I'm online at the Apple store. It's like it's not even cool anymore. Why are you doing this to yourself? But they are. Um, I thought to myself, just talking about phones, my history of phones, and how I like to repair all my electronics, and I hate Apple. I recently fixed my phone. It was easy. How I fixed my shitty old ass Windows HP laptop. I put in a new battery, a new keyboard. It was hard. And they designed this thing not to be repaired, but I fucking did it. And I'm proud of myself. And I kept my PC alive for 20 years. That shit's still working. I just don't use it because there's no reason to. And I thought to myself, elite crime is a lot like doing diagnostics on technology. Just like I did crude diagnostics on my phone so I could conclude the likely problem is the screen, and I was right. You can do diagnostics when you see events in society that are criminal and conclude the elites are behind it. And these are the features of elite crime. It happens in broad daylight. Everyone knows the crimes are happening. For example, my rape and torture, the rape and torture of the Epstein children, the grooming gangs of the UK. These are crimes happening where everyone knows it, everyone sees it, the cops are aware of it, social services are aware of it, but it's like allowed for some reason. Like nobody stops it, nobody cares. They see it, but they don't see it at the same time. So that's a feature of elite crime. And then the next feature of elite crime is despite huge visibility of the crimes, everyone's clueless. Nobody really knows who's doing it. Like you kind of know, but like you really don't. Like if let me explain the difference. When a poor person rapes somebody, it will be known Joe Schmo raped this girl. All the details of the crime will be available, and they will go face justice and go to prison. With elite crimes, people like girls are getting raped. This person is getting attacked. These grooming gangs are happening, but no one really knows who's doing it. No one's like, well, that cop didn't do it. This social worker didn't do it. And the victims will say, who's behind this? And why is there no justice? You'll hear this from the Epstein victims. You'll hear this from the grooming gang victims. I say this. I know which billionaires were involved. I know Epstein pedo Chip Wilson's involved. I know he's involved in my torture, just like he was involved in the torture of the Epstein children. The one Canadian billionaire is certainly that racist fuck. So mad about racism, he named his brand so Asians can't pronounce it. He was raping kids with Epstein. I know the Chinless Wonder, commie family, CIA agent Sergey Brin's involved. I know, obviously, the weird pedo at Roblox is involved, but I don't know the full extent of everyone involved, right? I don't know the full details. I've been able to reverse engineer a lot. Like, I was able to conclude I was picked, but they were going to pick somebody, meaning it wasn't it wasn't that they saw me and then decided to do this. It was they were going to do this to someone. They made a plan after 9/11 to pick somebody. If you look at the timeline of how I was targeted and what happened, it's so clear they were going to do this to somebody, and I just happened to be in the way, and that's why I got picked. But a lot of the people in the plot who know less and haven't spent any time reverse engineering any of this, they actually think this was a revenge plot against me. I've been saying that for a while. Like, they were going to do this to someone. It was mostly like Epstein was about controlling Democrats and MIT elites. This plot is about controlling people too. It's not about me any more than Epstein was about those girls. It's about control and incriminating people and influence. It's an intelligence plot. The intelligence plot doesn't make jokes. And these people literally were able to believe the CIA was making jokes. This is how stupid they are. They didn't see that a lot of what was going on for them at that time was about controlling them, weeding people out, weeding people in. And that's partly why it was done. It's a lot like Epstein in that sense. So those diagnostically, these features are unique to elite crime. Everyone knows it's happening, yet no one knows anything. If you see those features where the crime is happening in broad daylight, yet no one's facing justice, no one really knows, they just know of it, and victims are asking, why is it like this? Why can you not give me answers? Count on the elites being involved. And when I realized that is the recipe of elite crimes, of intelligence plots especially, the grooming gangs were elite plot. The grooming gangs of the UK were absolutely protected and guided by M16. And this is something you can live by. If something happens in society that's wantonly criminal, if anyone did it, they would be in jail. But the society just accepts it's going on, nothing happens, and people kind of know that there's something at the top covering it up or involved in it, but no answers, no specific names. They're all protected. You know the elites are involved. And that's how you know the grooming gangs were an M16 thing. I speculate the utility of why M16 would make grooming gangs is to pit low income Pakistanis against low income whites to create horizontal war. They do this all the time. They're trying to create horizontal war so they don't get vertical war. And create male versus female antagonism, Pakistani versus white antagonism, and for the native Brits, create a nationalist backlash that would lead them more into right wing views to scam them, as well as their favorite hobby being child rape. They could figure out a way to weave child rape into any fucking plot, man. It's their number one favorite recreational hobby. So that's why M16 would have a motive to make grooming gangs. Protect them, encourage them to fester, help them hide girls, tell police to stand down. And here's the thing though, nobody's saying it, no one's clocking it except me. And I think the reason no one's clocking it except me is most people who are aware of conspiracies are aware of them through conspiracy channels, conspiracy sites. And most of these conspiracy sites are protected by the elites. Why would the elites want online information blowing up their deepest secrets? And the answer is because some of their secrets are not that secret, and they want to sort of repel normal people from these ideas. These ideas are accessible enough that a lot of normal people could think them, but they want to make the ideas look as crazy as shit that normal people won't touch them. So, example, what they'll do with these conspiracy accounts. I call them poison the well accounts because conspiracy accounts online that are connected to the elites exist to poison the well. So, how these accounts, well, I'll have one video up. Did you know 9/11 was an inside job? Did you know there's a lot of shit about 9/11 they're not telling us? Did you know the CIA was involved in 9/11 and the UK, M16, and Mossad were all in it together? They'll say that, and the next video, like, elites are mermaids who live underwater and are reptiles who shapeshift. Now, if you know a person, you see this information. All you know walking away from that is an idea like that is now equated to a very plausible, almost certainly true idea. So you walk away thinking people who say shit like that are bad shit. And that's why they have conspiracy accounts out there. They want to tell them the conspiracies most people could figure out themselves if they tried. But they want to make them look crazy as shit and repel people from going there by making these ideas seem as wacky and crazy as the other shit they say, aka they poison the well. And one thing you have to realize is conspiracy accounts will only say the shit that's not that secret to make these ideas repellent to normal people. And some of the shit that's very obvious that people can reverse engineer, like grooming gangs or M16, they won't ever talk about because that's a lot harder for people to figure out. There's no rumors of it. No one's saying that, but everyone was saying at the time 9/11 happened, there's some fishy shit about this. And so that's why they poisoned the well. But something like the grooming gangs are clearly related to the elites, and M16 is protecting them somehow. There's no way all these cops were arresting rape victims, and girls were disappearing from society, and no social worker or teacher was looking for them. There's no fucking way. But nobody reaches that conclusion that the reason there's similarities to the grooming gangs and how they're able to get away with this and Epstein is because it comes from the same place. Intelligence and the billionaires. but they know it's more of a reach for the average person to make that conclusion because they haven't analyzed the diagnostic sign of an elite crime, which is happening and everyone knows it. Nothing is done. Whenever you see that, I guarantee you it goes all the way to the top. And most people have not logically broken this thing down. You can diagnose that. Just like if I look at a phone and I can diagnose what's wrong and be right, and it works. Um, Most people don't know that and don't think like that, so it's a lot harder than to make the logical leap. Grooming gangs by Pakistanis are elites, but the signs are there. The fail-safe diagnostic sign of an elite crime, which is it's happening in full view. Everyone knows it. All of society is almost helping it to happen. And once there's any whispers about it, because it benefited the elites to finally talk about it, like when they want to bias opinion further right, there's still no answers. People still don't know how was it that all of society helped these criminals? How was a little girl able to disappear from school? How were cops calling little girls criminals and arresting them who were clearly victims of rapists? And the answer is because they had orders from M16 to do so. That's how they pulled off Charles Manson. Charles Manson was a brain dead, smelly criminal who couldn't get shit. He was a short, little, growth stunted, badly bred piece of shit. And this guy was so inept, he kept getting arrested and breaking his parole, back in jail, revolving door, until MK Ultra hit his prison. Then suddenly Charlie became a criminal mastermind, never got arrested again. And the few times cops fucked up and arrested him, the higher cops let him out. After MK Ultra visited their prison. You look at these Pakistani criminals, badly bred, smelly, low IQ thugs, they have the same hallmark as Charlie protected by the CIA. They'd be just openly stealing girls in broad daylight, locking them in a house. Everyone sees them talking to the kids. Everyone knows they're hanging around these little kids. And nobody questions them. The girl that's from school, nobody questions where she went, who was she talking to. He's just allowed to keep her for 13 fucking years and sell her to the entire community of criminals he's working with. You can't tell me that's bad police work. That's M16 ordering the police department. Where there's a file deep in the bowels of the lizard Satan CIA at M16 in the UK where they have a plan. We're concerned about class resentment. What we're going to do, minority, and we're going to make a really weird, our favorite hobby, raping kids. We're going to make weird rape gangs, and we're going to make the we're going to have agents organizing these rings in the Pakistani community, and they're going to be protected by the society, and they're going to target white girls, make it very racial. And then we'll blow the story, and then we'll have our other hands say, we got to do something about these Pakistanis stealing our kids, and perfect plot. Perfect plot. It worked. But even though the poison the well conspiracy accounts can imagine 9/11 and Epstein were intelligent, they can't come with that. See the similarities to the grooming gangs. It's because they're paid not to say shit, and the people who do say shit, they do so to help the regime low key.